I don't have time. I have school, then I have to go to my tuitions. I have to do my homework. I have to study for my boards. I have to study for CLAT. I just don't have time. I don't know how to manage time. Is it true? There is that one thing that you can change to manage your time really well. Let me talk about that. I want to talk about this small thing. Your mobile. How many hours do you spend per day on this? Now, you may be doing something good on this. Maybe you're watching, reading news or reading books. But you might be spending time on things like Instagram, for example, Snapchat, maybe, I don't know, Netflix movies, Netflix series. That, I believe, it's about 3.5 hours every day. What is your screen time? Is it 3.5 hours every day? How many times have you told yourself that when you started watching this series, season 1, and episode number 1, you told yourself, and that's it, I'm going to sleep after the episode number 1. Once episode number 1 is done, you're going, maybe one more. Once that is done, maybe one more. And before you know it, season 1 is done. Then you're going, season 2, episode 1. And then before you know it, we have binge watched. We spend considerable amount of time doing an activity which is looking at a series. Or opening Instagram and putting, oh, I like this. Chatting with someone who met in the morning. You met that person in the morning, in the evening, hi, how are you? You're spending 3.5 hours every day on this. Now, if you're spending 3.5 hours every day, in a week, 3.5 multiplied by 7 roughly translates to about 24 hours in a week. 24 hours is one day. So one day in a week, you're spending on this. A month has got 4 weeks. So 4 days in a month on this. A year has got 12 months. So 12 into 4, 48 days in a year. You're spending on this. 48 days. 48 days is 1.5 months. 1.5 months in a year, you're spending on this. Interesting. So imagine for 8 years, you'll spend 1 year on this. And what have you got out of it? What, did you gain any skills out of it? Did you learn anything out of it? If you spend 3 hours every day for 8 years on one activity, that probably translates about 9,000 hours. 3.5 hours every day for 8 years, sorry. That can translate about 9,000 hours. And 9,000 hours, you can become an expert. If you swim 3 hours every day for 8 years, if you play something 3 hours every day for 8 years, you'll become an expert. What are you doing? You're spending time here. And then you're telling yourself, I don't have time. The first thing that you do, delete those apps. Delete it. You can go and read a book, for instance. You can swim, play a game, but delete these apps. You'll get a lot of time for your studies. Now, don't tell yourself, I don't have time. Ask yourself a different question. What are you doing with the time that you have? That's my thought. What do you think?
Career Launcher. Make your parents explode with joy.